Hey everyone, welcome to Judging for the Win. I'm Dave, and this is my daily ruling. Today's question was suggested by a viewer. Thanks to Stephen Jones for this one. Amy controls Hexdrinker, and Nick plays Dress Down. What are Hexdrinker's characteristics now? Okay, so anytime you have a situation where you have a rules question with one of these old-timey mechanics from a long time ago, your first impulse should always be to take a look at the comprehensive rules and see if there's anything interesting there. And sure enough, we can find this rule here that says that basically anything that's in a striated text box with one of those level up symbols should be considered an ability by the game. And if we read a little bit farther, we can see exactly how this would work. If you take a look at the last ability, for instance, you can see that level 8+ is actually shorthand for the game saying, as long as Hexdrinker has 8 or more level counters on it, then it has protection from everything, and its base power and toughness is 6/6. Now, that's very interesting because it's a continuous effect, the way that's worded. That's the same thing as the thing that wants to take abilities away from Hexdrinker on Dress Down. So we have two different continuous effects here. Dress Down applies in layer 6 because it wants to take abilities away from something. The adding protection from everything ability to Hexdrinker also is going to take place in layer 6, and the power and toughness setting from Hexdrinker is going to take place in layer 7. So we have two different continuous effects that both want to apply in layer 6, and that's the first time either one of them would apply. Now, as anybody who's familiar with my presentation on continuous effects should be able to tell you, then if you have two different continuous effects that both want to apply in the same layer, usually you would look at timestamps, but not if there's a dependency. Sure enough, if we have Dress Down applied before the Hexdrinker's ability, then that's going to change the existence of Hexdrinker's ability. And that means that the Hexdrinker is dependent on the Dress Down, and the level up is going to apply after Dress Down, regardless of what the timestamps of these two continuous effects are. So first, we're going to have Dress Down apply in layer 6, and then there's not going to be any more continuous effects to apply, because one of the things that Dress Down does is take away all of the abilities, including the ability that gives you a continuous effect from the level up. So Hexdrinker has no abilities, but what about its power and toughness? We already established that Hexdrinker's ability that sets its power and toughness to 6/6 got taken away during layer 6, so that's not going to apply. What would its default power and toughness be? And of course, it's going to be 2/1. We do have a rules justification that backs that up. We can see here that because this 2/1 power and toughness is not associated with any level up symbol, it's not considered to be part of a static ability. Rather, the game is going to consider that to be the default power and toughness that's printed on Hexdrinker. So Hexdrinker will indeed be a 2/1 with no abilities. I have to admit, I'm a little bit disappointed in this question because the correct answer ended up being probably the third or fourth coolest answer that it plausibly could have been. I'm also a little disappointed in myself because I didn't see the right answer the first time around. But Judging for the Win definitely does involve making mistakes and learning and growing for them. Finally, I am happy that everybody finally gets to see me in my true form, with a box of every standard set since I started judging. And if you're interested in seeing me in my true form in person, you'll be able to do that at Gen Con this Friday and Saturday. I'll be in the Magic area most of those days, so if you're interested in meeting up, come on by and say hi. I'd love to meet a fan. But that's all I have for you today. How did you do? Join me again tomorrow for another daily ruling, but until then, I hope you have a great day.